give us the backstory here. Maybe let's start at the end. So you do a big send, and it doesn't turn out. It doesn't go the way you had planned. List the injuries that came from it.
Yeah, so I dislocated my hip and broke my pelvis.
Dislocated hip, broke pelvis. That is
Yeah, and
like
they kind of
total
go hand in hand.
annihilation of the
Yeah.
midsection, man.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand, right? So like
Yeah.
my leg, I took a major impact and it popped the side of my pelvis out. So when it was dislocating the hip, it actually broke the pelvis at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah, there
Okay.
was other injuries. Like I had minor injuries in my knee. I torn meniscus. Obviously I'm beat up from head to toe, but that was the epicenter of the injury.
Yeah. Okay. So that's kind of the magnitude of what this what this event what came from this event. Lead us up to it. Okay. So who you're with, what the plan for the day was. Walk us walk us through the beginning stages of how this day played out.
Sure. Yeah, I basically have to rewind it literally, I don't know, 5 to 10 days back. So
Okay.
I've been one of my good friends, Jeff Brown. He's a pro snowboarder and whistler. He has a web series called Out of Service. Amazing films he makes. He does stuff on YouTube all the time. I've been riding and featured in his films for 6 years now. We're good buddies, and every year we film together. In when was it? Late February, he was invited to create a short film for the Intersection Film Festival in Whistler. So Intersection is a film festival where you have 12 days to film and edit your whole film. So it's like 12 days of chaos. You're riding as much as you can, filming as much as you can, and editing it all in once. And it's a huge film festival, a $10,000 prize. So I get a phone call from him saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I got a great theme for the film. Do you want to be part of it?" I said, "Yes, of course." So like honestly, it was probably like the first half of the festival, the filming period, 6 or 7 days. We had rain, we had snow, we had terrible viz, and boom, we see the last maybe 5 days of the filming window is going to go blue. We have great sun. Everyone's really hungry. So fast forward to when I finally get out there. It's my first day. I've taken multiple days off of work to go filming, knowing that I want to have an impactful part in this film. We go well with Curtis Gage, Andrew Munster, Cody McNulty, Brody Forchalk, a whole bunch of others, like a major group of shredders. Elliot Dion from White Skull Films, he's filming. So we're all like-minded individuals. We love to send it. We're going to do crazy things, and we know it's going to be crazy because it's such a mix of crazy athletes. So we get to our favorite zone. The weather's perfect. The snow's perfect. Everything's just like shaping up ideally. Um, Curtis, our buddy Derek, and myself built this jump called Tombstone in Whistler. It's been featured in every Slednex film known. It's huge.
You guys built
Turcotte's
it?
doing
What do you mean you built it?
so like it's a bit of a natural wind lip with a huge like 120-foot gap or more to a landing, but you can't just hit it naturally. We had to build a kicker off it.
Okay.
And so it's like it's a pretty legit build. It's not a massive build, but you need that extra boost to get the gap because it's a huge jump.
Okay.
Turcotte did a Superman seat grab off it a few years ago, and we had aspirations to hit it bigger than anyone, so we made it extra kicky, extra big. My buddies had done it. Everyone else had done it. I hadn't. So, anyways, fast forward. Curtis hits it twice, stomps it perfect to landing. It's my turn. I'm like, this is terrifying, this jump. It's huge. We're 40, 50, 60 feet in the air. Huge gap. I do it twice in a row, stomp it. I'm like I'm the king of the world, just feeling amazing. A couple of our other buddies hit it and they crash, like come up short, like short, 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 breaking ribs, blowing their sleds apart.
Did you
So
say
like that
breaking
day was
ribs?
breaking ribs. Our buddy Derek destroyed his ribs. Brody Forchuk came up short, I think, twice as well. Blew his sled apart. Like it's carnage, and it's hitting a jump is
Gee.
scary. Watching your buddies hit a jump is even scarier because you're worried for them. It's different when you're on the sled, right? It's so the whole day was already just nuts. While we're hitting this jump, McNulty and Munster are down building the flip jump that we'd all agreed that we're going to flip it. They built it early. It was a warm day. We go down to the lake where this beautiful flip jump is built, it's painted, sand it on there. Brody painted all over it. So it was time to hit this jump.
Which is the
Um,
jump we see in the video. Blue, send it. Yep.
yep,
Yep.
yep. It had been sitting there caked in the sun for quite a while and it was warm. So the snow was a little choppy under the ski. And like I said, I came down there. I was just like king of the world at the time, unstoppable, super confident, overconfident. And everyone's like, Andy, you're killing it. You hit the jump first. You do the flip first, get your shot out of the way, and we'll go next. And it's like, wow, I get the first hit on this awesome jump. Fired up. So I didn't even put a track or a ski into the jump. I just lined it up and pinned it. So I came in overconfident. I didn't really take any time to think about the jump. I didn't have a say in the build of the jump. There's all these things that kind of led to that moment.
Mm.
Um, that
Because if you had
really,
help, if you had some hands in building that jump, you would have maybe a little bit more perspective as far as, I don't know, angle, slope. Oh, let me just kind of tweak this thing here a little bit for my liking.
yeah,
Would it be? It'd probably be a little bit more like that. Is that how it kind of would have went down? Or
yeah, well, I would have had a much more intimate understanding of what it was like to hit that jump and what it was going to feel like. Because I've flipped a variety of times. And everyone likes their flip jumps a little different. Like it's not just a cookie cutter cut and paste jump.
yep,
I know I like mine kind of a little bit off axis, just a little different than everyone else. And I just didn't have any input into the build. And I just kind of took that for granted that I should be at least paying attention to how that build is. So that was a huge mistake.
yeah. And this exact location of where you guys built this jump, was this a first time hitting this jump in this location, or had you guys built this thing, season after season? You always hit, stomp it right here, or no?
I had never hit it. It had been hit before. McNulty and Turca, they all flipped off it in previous years. And we've looked at it and it was an ideal spot for it. Like it was perfect for it. It was a perfect takeoff off a lake, nice landing. So you'd be a little bit off axis, kind of doing like a 270 flip. It made perfect sense to me that this was the perfect spot for it. But it was new to me.
Yeah. And so you
Yeah,
just came off just stomping this monster, right? Are you looking at this as like, oh, like I just did this thing. This is yeah, it's a flip, but it's something I've done before. Let's rock and roll.
exactly. That's exactly it. Because this jump at Tombstone we just hit, in my opinion, is way scary, way more scary, way riskier than doing a flip. Like to learn a flip, you're gonna crash a few times, and it's like when you're spinning a snowmobile and it's not going right, it's really easy to kind of just push away, and the spinning motion just ejects you away from the sled. It's very rare that you get squished underneath it. So yeah, I just came in super hot, super confident, pulled back way too hard and my hand slipped off the bars. So
So let's do a play. Well, should we do a play by play real quick?
sure, yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
Let's do it. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's go. Okay. So here we are, Andy. Oh, let me give a refresh right there, real quick.
look at this. Hey, cool.
Oh, hold on. I The video went smaller though, didn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, and we probably
Well,
want audio. I don't know if you can do the audio
yeah, I'm
piece
gonna
off
do
just
the
because that's a
audio
huge
for
piece. Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
let's go. Oh, that's what I gotta go here. Okay, where? Oh, now it's gone. Where'd it go?
it's part way down. Part way down. I didn't pin that one to the top because it gets enough views on its own. But it's yeah, there it is.
Where'd I miss it?
Little bit up. Little bit up.
Up,
Little bit
up,
up on the right hand side.
right here. Just got to look for the 7.5 million number, right? That's the one right
That's the
there.
one. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's get some sound on. Okay, so here we are. Andy, we are leading up to this. We have painted blue. We've got Send It. We are jacked up. We just hit Tombstone. This is nothing. And are we on a lake right here? Or is that what you said we are?
Yep. Coming off a lake into just a perfect booter.
Okay, and so these sleds right here, this is where the guys are. when later on in the video we see the boys fire up their engines and they race up to you. This is where they were parked at. It was right here to the right. We zoom
Yeah,
past them, right?
everyone's sitting there. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. We got drones in the air. We got cameras all around.
just perfect settings. I mean, look
Yeah,
at this,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
we get closer, we get closer. Okay, we are right here, right before takeoff. Um, is there anything in this frame that, as we have it framed right here, at this point, is everything looking like, you know, money dialed in? Are we
Money.
still we're still money right here?
Money, because I'm a little bit off, because I like to kind of, off axis is a
Yep.
bit. I'm kind of off the left side. My hands are mounted to the bars, the full pin. Everything's looking good.
Okay, so we are full pins. Let's just see if we can go a little bit further here. Okay, so there we go. That happened quick, but it looks like right hand right hand comes off first. Is that what
Yep,
happened?
yep. The right hand
So
came off. Yeah, like I said, I pulled back a little too hard. And yeah, just you're totally out of control when you're at that point because I'm kind of like sprawled right back. I'm not in control in any way, shape, or form. And I'm in a very vulnerable position because, when you're already laying back, you can't push away. If like my hand came off a bit and I could still push,
push
would have been a
distance
different
yourself.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm already so sprawled out. All I could do was let go, essentially. So very
Oh,
awkward and uncomfortable position.
so how many times have you been in this not this position where you are right now, but engaging in that flip? How many times have you been in that position?
Honestly, I've probably done 100 flip attempts, I would say, to be honest, or more, like many, many, many times. So this was extremely foreign. I've never been in this vulnerable of a position. So yeah, I didn't even know what to do, to be honest. It was just basically panic at this point. Like, oh, I know I'm in trouble at that
Yeah.
point.
So you
Yeah.
said your right hand comes off because you pulled a little bit too hard. Is that what made you pull a little bit too hard?
Well, and that's the thing. Like I've always preached this to when I'm teaching others how to flip. Like, don't even yank back. Don't worry about that because there is always a chance of losing the bars. Let the snowmobile do the work. When I would come in kind of late, pin it. The snowmobile would do most of the work. All you need to do is look where you want to go, and it'll follow you. So I think I pulled back just because just so stoked and so fired up and overconfident. And I think the jump baking in the sun for several hours while we were hitting this other jump played a huge part. It was, and it was a late, March 18th. It's spring conditions. It's warm. So
Yeah.
it had really set up. So there might have been a little wiggle in the skis and just it wasn't smooth transition. So that I think that played a part. It was very firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're essentially just dropping now. We can't distance ourselves. We can't put any. We can't, kick or push or anything that to get that 500 plus pound machine away from our body right at this point. And so I'm gonna hit play again. We'll go kind of let a couple little milliseconds go by and see what happens.
Sure.
Okay, so well, you have not hit the ground yet. This is actually a pretty sick.
You paused it in a good
It's
spot.
positive, a good spot. So let's pretend we're here with you right now, Andy. At this moment, so is your Insta 360? Is your head turned and you're just showing the machine right now, or are you looking up at it directly?
Looking straight at it, staring straight at it.
Okay, so you are looking straight at it. At what point, like, did you know from the very beginning this machine is going to land on me?
No, I didn't. So, the way, if you look at it, it kind of looks like it's going to fall past my feet from
Yeah,
there.
on that side,
And
right? Like further. Uh-huh.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, good, I'm okay. And then, like, so it was a moment of relief. And then as it came towards me, yeah, obviously I knew it was going to happen. I kind of let out a bit of a grunt in anticipation of it landing on me. So if there was a moment in there where I'm like, oh, I'm good to go. I'll just flip this thing over, try it again. So
When
yeah,
you
not the case.
when you hit the ground here, we'll see it, and you're bracing. Did you do anything? Did it happen so fast you just hit and then boom, it landed on you? Or were you
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to turn, get your hands up, any sort of thing, or it just happens so quick?
Happened so quick, no protection. I have to admit, I was a little naive because it was still great snow. It was really deep powder. I'm like, oh, even if it lands on me, I'm probably okay. It's pretty deep. It's going to cushion me. And yeah, that was obviously so wrong.
Okay, let's move on to the next frame here. Okay, you do let out kind of a, yeah, this is about to happen. This is about
Yeah.
to happen, and then smack, right?
Yep.
Well, let's just let this play.
Sure.
Okay. Like, I'm sure you've watched this many times over.
Too many.
And I'm sure this isn't the only time, you've had a snowmobile on top of you. Probably the first time maybe in this exact way. But what's going through your head right now in this exact moment?
Yeah, so like obviously it landed on me. It was obviously a huge impact, but there was like no pain associated with it really. It was just more like, oh man, get this thing off me. It was difficult to move, like it's pinning me down. It's hard to breathe. And I have been pinned under snowmobiles before, and waiting for buddies to come pull it off you. It's never a nice feeling.
Yeah.
So obviously, I tried to move around, tried to get it off me, knew I couldn't. So basically, I just kind of like, waited for my friends. Curtis Gage has been one of my best friends forever in the backcountry, and he's bailed me out in a few times with this sort of situation. So I'm like, oh, Curtis will be on me in no time at all. He'll peel this thing off. So it wasn't like panic. There was no pain. Just it was uncomfortable. And just like, oh man, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a random question, but how do you have your camera mounted on your helmet? Do you have it on the top, on the side, or down below the chin? Do you
I think
remember?
for this one, no, I think this one was under my visor. If
Oh,
I'm
you
not
had it
mistaken.
tucked under here, because I'm thinking, like, how is
Yeah.
that? How did your camera capture all of this?
Well,
It wasn't in the snow or anything, so
that's the thing about the Insta 360. When you can, in editing, you can pan the point of view anywhere you want. If this was a traditional camera, it might not have captured it because you can just spin that focal point around and capture it all. But yeah, I think it was under my visor for this one. I've mounted them to a variety of different places, and yeah, the under the visor is great because it just captures the sled so perfectly. So, if I'm not mistaken, that's where that one was.
yeah. And that's your mounting location of choice, right under the visor, right there.
Under the visor or on the sled, which I have a whole nother angle of this crash from the sled's perspective, that's never seen the light of day. I almost forgot I had it. So yeah, that's a different perspective, but there's a whole nother one that might make the internet one day.
Okay, can't wait for that. Okay,
Yeah.
so well, we're gonna play through this. You're gonna slowly realize probably some pain starts to come in, and we're gonna see some serious acrobatic moves come in here. Is it the first person to you? Is that Cody?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna see like some He-Man type stuff, be get pulled, happen right here. So we'll hit play. So we're waiting. You tried to push a little bit right there. I think it looks like ain't nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, couldn't move.
Okay. So
Andy, I'm good. I'm good.
that move right there, I don't know what you call that move. That's like, I mean, is there a name for that move that Cody just I
That's
mean,
the
he's
ultimate
wearing a
hop.
hat that says "Be a good human," I think, and that right there was definitely being a good human. What he just did.
Cody is a good human. He's like one of the best humans on the planet. So yeah, good dude. Yeah, that was like the ultimate hop over, coming in hot. He was flying in there. He was in there in seconds, and yeah, made
No
it look pretty
gloves on.
effortless.
He's bare,
N-
just hands, no gloves. Okay, so anything we need to add right here? I mean, we'll get into him what he does here in the next frame, but essentially he has no. I mean, from what you've heard from Cody, like when they were down there watching, until they got to you, what was kind of the within it was a matter of seconds, right? But what was kind of like the vibe, or like, what just happened?
Well, yeah, obviously, like I'm very uncomfortable because it's difficult to breathe. The sled's on top of me. I know I'm kind of being crushed, but then yeah, Cody comes and does this flying hop over, and he's kind of like checking me out to make sure I'm alive, probably. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. I'm fine. Just get this sled off me.
Yeah.
So I was just like, like not any panic had set in. Still didn't know I was really injured. Yeah, there's some pain, but it's like, dude, just get the sled off me. Let's just move on. Basically,
Yeah.
is what I was thinking at that time. And then yeah, we can
And,
carry on, and then it changed quickly.
yeah, and then from their perspective, I guess they don't know. Maybe the sled, landed on your neck, crushed, hit your head, crushed you that way. Maybe no idea from the angle that they were at. So
No, and there's several videos from down below, and Cody's filming, and he sees me lose control, and I'm floating, and he is yelling, "No, no, no,"
yes,
on the video. So he's very aware of how dangerous this stuff is. He's been through it all, so he understood the ramifications of
he
that accident.
in his video he started saying no, no, no as soon as that hand came. Like he knew it. Like he knew this was
Yeah,
not good.
yeah, he knew it for sure.
Okay, so let's hit play here and see what happens. Okay, so Cody, superhuman hop over, lands almost perfectly, mounts this thing like in perfection, perfect mount. Boom, he's there. Now, what
Yeah,
what
kind of
he's
checking
about to
out.
do right here, this is just like pure adrenaline, like flowing through his system right now, right?
Yeah, you've heard of those stories like throwing cars up people or whatever it is, like superhuman strength. This is on video, superhuman strength.
Yeah, he
Like nothing.
essentially does like a 500-pound curl to an overhead press, and then just tosses it, right? So let's watch this.
Yeah, yeah, he's not just lifting it, he's throwing it.
Okay, so the first first few times I watched this, I thought that was you like moaning with pain.
Oh,
It
yeah.
did. It took me a while to realize. No, that's just pure like man stuff going on right there. Of just I'm giving it everything I have right now to get this machine off my buddy.
Yeah, he had to let it out to get that sled off.
So when that pressure came off, is that at the first moment you realize, oh man, I've got something wrong here?
Yeah, exactly. That's when I knew, and it wasn't like still the pain wasn't the issue. It was like, the your instincts are to start moving right away in that situation, and like I knew right away that something was wrong because I tried to move my leg, and I literally had zero control over my leg. I could not move my leg at all. Couldn't lift it. Couldn't do anything, and that's when I'm like, okay, I'm hurt in some way. I didn't really know what at that point because the
Yeah.
pain was still very minimal at that point.
Okay. Let's hit play here and finish this out. Yep.
Yeah, and you could see my legs pointing.
Curtis right there.
Curtis running up the hill. He
Oh,
just like he
he
was
ran
running.
up the hill.
He ran up the hill, and there's still like 3 feet of powder. It's a steep hill. Like his instincts were just to get to me quick. I don't think his brain connected the dots of jumping on a snowmobile and riding up to me, so he just started booking it. He was on foot, and we laugh about that today. We're like, we laugh about the video of him running up the hill to save me.
Oh man, that I don't know if I've seen that video.
They're out there. It's out there.
Is it out there? Okay, I'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these guys get the machine off you.
Oh, I'm hurt. Fucking hands came. Sled off. Right? I don't know. Fucking hands.
Okay, it's at play. That was it, right?
That was it.
Here it is, all in one motion.
Ouch. Andy, I'm good. I'm good. Just get this off me quick. Okay. Oh, I'm hurt. Fucking hands came. Sled off. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, the response time was still good from everyone. Like, it was amazing. It's, it's so important to have people that act that way.
20 seconds maybe?
Yep. Yep. And I knew I was in good hands. There was like no panic. Like, I knew we were good.